So what are you seeing out of your group so far this spring?
They're practicing hard. All the guys came out ready to compete. I just like my room top to bottom. I got about 10 guys in there right now. They're just doing a good job practicing hard.
Carson's obviously one of the big additions. What have you seen out of him so far? What does he bring to the table?
Just a hard worker, similar to Zach. Practice the same guy every day. I like the way he competes. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Anthony Atkins is doing the same thing too, so I'm pretty excited about him.
One big thing we've noticed is Keegan working with the receivers for the most part. Is that a cross-training thing, or are you anticipating him being back with you guys?
Yeah, he'll be back with me. That's just cross-training this spring, so we can learn outside a little bit more.
How would you describe Carson's running style?
He's pretty nimble for his size, so he's a big back, pretty nimble, good feet, runs hard, has a stiff arm. He's just a talented kid. I wouldn't necessarily put a style on him because I really haven't seen him live. I want to see live before I do anything. But the attributes that he have are really good.
From your experience, what's the difference between Power 5 here and a mid-major conference like he came from? I mean, he has some great numbers, but how much does that translate to what's going on here?
It's just all in the kid. It's not necessarily just because he came from Power 5. He's a talent. You can see it. He's strong, fast, works hard, work ethic. So I think I'm not sure. I think COVID kind of pushed him kind of Power 5 at that time. So I think if he didn't have that or the injury he got, I think it was like his sophomore year in high school, he probably would have ended up at high school.
With all that hype around Carson, I think TJ's getting a little bit lost in the fans shuffle a little bit. What have you seen out of him? Because he doesn't seem interested in relinquishing that first string spot at all.
Oh, TJ, he's consistent for him to be a sophomore. Just to see what he did in those last 2 games of the year. Cal game came on strong, did a great job. He really showed up in the bowl game, when he had to. And he's been coming out here and leading the group this whole time. So, it's going to be a good 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, whatever we have. But I'm excited about it.
What do you think he's made the biggest strides on just this offseason? He looks a little bit more explosive, maybe?
Yeah, just putting his body together, really, lost a little bit of weight, so he looks faster, more explosive, and that's kind of what he wanted to do, so it was good that he set a goal and met it in the offseason.
When you got a quarterback like DTR was, and you got a couple guys here that are in that same role a little bit, that can run, it's a running threat, how does that make the running back's role easier in some ways?
Well, they got to defend zone read if that's a play that we're running at that time, so it makes it 11 on 11. I like that. You can't just key on the back, the quarterback can pull it and be effective. So, we're the quarterbacks are all getting the reps, are doing a good job. Like most part, all the position groups are competing really well, and I'm just glad that guys are somewhat staying healthy and going from there.
I think 9 bodies on the OL today. How do you, when you're coaching your guys, is that something you talk about? Like, you just got to worry about what you're doing, because there's guys who probably won't be playing, doing a lot of blocking.
Yeah, but still, there is no wrong blocks. That's how I look at it. I don't care who's up there. You gotta make the block right, deliver the linebackers to a line and go. There's no, I don't care. That we try not to use that as an excuse or anything. If guys go down and we're in the season, the next man's up. So.
From a coaching perspective, does that make it harder for you to evaluate at all, like your own guys when they're?
Because there's stuff that happens in the game that somebody can come free.
Right.
So it's football. Stuff's going to happen. I kind of like to see how guys react to the adversity. How do you deal with that? Are you coming back in there like, I'm with this and this is going on, or are you just like, I got to bite down and get better? So, it's just good that the guys are buying in, and, the O-line did a good job just having however many guys they had. I didn't hear anybody complaining. They were just getting through it. So that's a positive thing.
Looking at your kick returners, what are you seeing out of that group?
Explosive group, like I said, J. Mike, fast kid, Keegan, Logan Loya, Carson, TJ, so Cam Brown, Titus.
Is it getting a little more competitive as we're getting in the last few days of spring? I mean, we saw Kyle Ford and a couple of rookies out there getting chipping in. They're holding on to you, like happy about it.
Well, once people are getting comfortable with the playbook and it's starting to, now the competition can kick up some now too, you know. So once you're still trying to learn the plays and get going, it's hard to compete the way that you want to. So when guys are out here competing, you see they've gotten comfortable with the playbook, and that's really the next step.
Looks like he's just more comfortable out there.
Just but he's been this a full year now. He's been a running back, so the strides that he's making are amazing. I'm just like I said, the sky's the limit for Colson. He's a good, not a one-trick pony. He's doing a bunch of things, so I'm just glad he's on our side.
And then in the offseason, you had the associate head coach title added. What comes with that title?
Same thing, I guess. You know, just be here for the guys, really. Yeah, that's it. You know, I don't know technically, but I'm here. That's where I want to be. So.
What's up? Thanks, DeShaun.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Love to start off with football, but I got to ask about the pet out.
Yeah, that's usually the first question I'm going for, but no, yeah, Crocky J, that's him. So, you know, when I was younger, I was kind of looking, it was around like Christmas time, I'll just get the whole story out, and I was asking my dad kind of like reptile, I was thinking like turtle, lizard, something like that, but man, Christmas Eve, UPS guy came in, or it was the day before Christmas Eve, and he was like, man, I got to see what's in this thing. I've had to like incubate it for like 2 weeks at like the care package center, and we're at grandma's house, and you could see my dad and his coworker, they were kind of like snickering and laughing, so they knew something was up. He already knew, and so, you know, I opened the box, and it was in a burlap sack, and it started wiggling around and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, sweet, like a lizard, you know. I wasn't big into snakes, not a big snake guy, so I knew it was like a lizard or something, and then opened it up, and boom, about a like, I'd say half-a-foot alligator shot down the hallway. Nana about fell over, so at her house, and it was awesome. So it's an alligator, but I got him named Crocky J. I kind of named him when I was younger, and we just kind of stuck with it since. So
Better than alligator. Yeah.
Trying to think here. I was young, probably second grade, so I've had him for a little while.
How long do alligators live? I mean,
Pretty long. I'm not too for sure how long it is, but I've heard it's 50+ years, something like that. So
the alligator, you've grown up together.
Yeah, he's staying with me for a little while. So yeah, but we've grown up together. Crocky J.
Transition, just, you know, Indiana to California.
Man, I couldn't tell you. You know, having family and stuff. It was hard at first moving from Indiana, you know, to California, especially, you know, leaving all your family and stuff like that, especially being out of school in Indiana before. But, you know, I wake up every morning and I'm sending pictures to my mom as it's raining or snowing or something in Indiana. You know, it's 75 and sunny, and I'm like, so showing her like that. But, you know, just being able to come out here and have the opportunity to be able to run under Coach Kelly's offense, you know, have the ability to get coached by the people that are here is just, you know, blessing of opportunity. And I knew when I was, you know, it was super hard for me to leave because I had great coaches at Ball State, you know, Coach Steele and Coach Olinsky, my running back coach, you know, they were great coaches, but, you know, I was going to miss the opportunity if I didn't, you know, come out here and take it. So.
In the back of your mind last year and maybe the last couple of years, did you think, you know, I'm a Power 5 back, I can compete there? I mean, is this something you wanted to kind of prove to yourself?
Yeah, there's definitely something I wanted to prove to myself. You know, at the end of the day, I like to stay, you know, very humble. You know, I don't like to go out and try to showboat and stuff like that. But, you know, I was very upset when that happened. But, you know, I was very honored that Ball State took a shot on me. But my junior year, I had a bad injury. Didn't get to play all besides
in high school.
Yeah, 3 games in high school. Didn't get to play all besides like 3 games. But you guys should have seen me. I was wrapped up my foot, almost purple. I had like a cast on the side of my foot trying to run, and it was a mess. And then senior year was my COVID year, and so nobody knew. The world just didn't know what was going to happen. And, you know, you were trying to run down the field wearing a mask over your, you know, like a pull-up mask, and it was just so hard, and nobody was allowed to visit and stuff like that. So, you know, I was kind of upset at first, but then I realized, you know, hey, I get to play college football. You know, it's a blessed opportunity, and, you know, I just kind of took it and ran with it. So.
What have you noticed just being out here? Have you noticed a jump up in kind of the defenses you're playing against, the defensive players?
Honestly, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a bunch of great athletes, you know, coming out to play. I would say if I was a freshman, trying to jump from that to the Pac-12 would be kind of a crazy jump. But, you know, coming in, this is my 3rd year of college football, trying to more of a like learning different process kind of thing. But you can definitely see, you know, the jump a player, stuff like that. But you know, also you could see in the MAC too, there was a big, you know, expert of like players as well too. So I would definitely say it helped me out being in college already to be able to jump over to this level.
How are you doing with the terminology, learning a new offense, learning a new scheme, and all that stuff?
Coach Kelly, he's testing me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. No, but after the end of the day, you know, Coach Voss, you know, he's a great running back coach. Played 9-10 years in the league, and you know, being under him, you know, he makes complicated things easy, and that's a really big thing that's helped me out so far. You know, it's been 3 weeks, going on 4 now, and you know, I'm getting there. Just trying to make sure I get every opportunity, you know, make sure I'm studying over my playbook, stuff like that, you know, running over film, everything like that. So it's definitely been a little bit hard transition, but definitely, you know, been a little bit easier for me to come on in and do that. So,
have any teammates in particular stepped up to kind of help you with that, or? Definitely,
you know, honestly, you know, when you got a new guy coming in, a lot of people are like, man, you don't really want this kid coming in here trying to take your reps and stuff like that. But you know, all the running backs have been just so nice, trying to help me, you know, teach me, and they've all pushed me too as well. You know, even guys, you know, that haven't even, you know, seen the field before, that know the playbook. Oh, hey, you can't do that. Yeah, you got to do. And, you know, it's really helped me and coached me up, and really, so I'm very thankful for those guys in the running back room overall. You know, they've really helped me step up and be able to, you know, complete my game a little bit better.
Your thoughts on the depth of that group? Obviously, you know, TJ flashed a little bit there at the end of last season. Looks like there's, you know, formidable 1-2 punch at least.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just coming in, what is it, 10 or 11 running backs, I think, something crazy like that. So just being able to, you know, kind of last year I could, you know, kind of saw that they had some injuries, stuff like that. You know, obviously they had a great running back, Zach. You know, he's going pro this year, stuff like that. But, you know, coming in and being able to have that availability, that's one thing I've always learned in college football. Everybody's like, what's your best ability? It's availability. You know, I've kind of stuck with that for a long time. So being able just to rotate those dudes in, you know, you have a dude catch out of the backfield, block, pass, you know, anything, stuff like that. Just being able to, you know, put the team first instead of, you know, like a one, you know, power back kind of guy. So.
Is this the biggest running back core you've ever been a part of?
Definitely. You know, there's some dudes. It's the craziest thing Coach Voss always says. There's 2 running backs. I'm right around 230, and other running backs around like 227, 228. We're not even the top 2 biggest guys. That's the craziest thing. But yeah, definitely the biggest group I've ever been with. You know, I'm super excited to see how
Who's
this
the biggest,
goes.
Anthony?
Probably Anthony, yeah. Anthony's a big dude, but you know, you should just see the way he runs. You know, he just doesn't look as big, you know, as people or the weight, you know, kind of how he, you know, how you would see him, you know,
right.
Stuff like that. It just his ability to be able to shift back and forth is just crazy.
During the offseason, we saw, I think it was a photo that the athletic director put up, you in the weight room with him. And then is the weight room, is that a reputation you got pretty quickly?
Definitely, yeah. That's something I've always tried to stick to my whole life. You know, growing up, my dad always pushed me so hard to be in the weight room, and very thankful for my high school too, coaches as well. You know, they really pushed me hard in the weight room too. But I would say right around like middle school, I started getting into that point where I had to train more of like an athlete instead of a weightlifter, because that kind of got to the point where you just couldn't overpower anybody anymore. You know, you had to really break down and get your agility and stuff like that. So that's kind of when I started to transition and stuff, and then, you know, just kind of took it from there. But ever since then, yeah, I've always been a big weight room guy. So.
Thanks, Carson.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.